Hey, hi, hello. Welcome to the first week of our side body length and strength series. So, this is week one of the series, which means that we're focusing on the base skills that we'll be building over the next 4 weeks. So, if you're joining me for this class, let's go ahead and get our playlist started. And we'll go ahead and start it together in 3, 2, and 1. And then make your way to the mat, and we will start in child's pose today. So bring the big toes to touch. Knees can be as wide as the mat, or they can be close together. Push the hips back onto the heels, and then begin to walk the hands forward until the forehead touches down to the mat. Take a big breath in through the nose. And gently release it back through the nose. In and out through the nose here. Taking note of how it feels to transition from whatever you were doing before this practice to arriving on your mat. And really today, all we're going to do is find some space. Find a little bit more space in the body so that when you move throughout your day, you're not feeling as achy and creaky. And when we're not feeling as achy and creaky, we have a little bit more bandwidth, a little bit more space to show up for ourselves emotionally. So if we're having a hard day, if things aren't going our way, if we physically feel better, it's a little bit easier to handle some of those emotional ups and downs. And when it's a little bit easier to handle our present moment, we then have a little bit more space to hold for our past selves, for the mistakes we've made, for the joys that we've had, for the journeys that we've been on to be where we are now. And when we're holding enough space for our past and our present selves, there comes a point where we have a little bit more space to give to others as well, to show up, to hold space, to be emotionally supportive, perhaps to even show up physically, whether that's in the form of protesting for a cause that you believe in. Maybe it's just going to get groceries for someone who needs it right now. Maybe it's offering to take on another task at work so someone else's load is a little bit lighter. Whatever that looks like for you, that is our end point for today. That is our goal. Create some space in the body so that you have a little bit more space to show up fully, both for yourself and for others. Let's take a big breath in. Open the mouth, audible exhale, let it go. Breathe in again. Let it go. Last time. This time, fill up the low belly, fill up the ribs, fill up the chest. And gently release through the nose. Inhale, crawl your fingertips a little bit further forward in space. And exhale, walk the hands over to the left. Maybe right hand comes on top of the left hand. Big breath into right ribs, right lung. And exhale, head heavy. One more just like that. Breathe. Exhale through center and walk it all the way over to the right. And left hand comes on top of right. Inhale, left ribs, left lung, expand. And one more bigger, broader inhale. And exhale, walk it back to center. Inhale, rise to tabletop, stacking shoulders over the wrists and hips over the knees. A little swivel of the hips from side to side just to wake up the lower body. After that, hold. And then inhale, drop the belly, pull the heart forward, lift the chin, lift the gaze, cow pose. Exhale, push the floor away, round the spine back into cat. Inhale, heart forward, tug the palms back slightly to pull the chest forward between the upper arms. Exhale, push the floor away, and then slightly pull the mat apart between the palms to broaden the upper back even more. One more round, inhale, cow. Exhale, back to cat. Inhale, neutral spine, tabletop. Step the feet back into plank pose, and we're going to start by finding a really strong plank today. So spread all 10 fingers as wide as you can, and then push down into your fingertips, almost like you're gripping the mat. Feel the upper back dome as you keep pushing the floor away, but then don't let the heart cave in, like your heart is attached to a string and someone is pulling it forward. Take the heart forward while keeping the strength in the shoulders. Reach the heels to the back of the mat so your kneecaps lift up strongly, and then squeeze your glutes. As you do so, your low belly will lift up and in, and encourage that by thinking belt buckle to belly button. You're really lifting your hip points up towards the bottom of your rib cage. 2 more breaths. Inhale. Exhale, core strong. 1 more breath. Exhale, lift the hips back to our first downward facing dog for the day. Inhale, lift your heels up to the sky. Exhale, drop both heels over to the right. So the outer edge of the right foot and the inner arch of the left foot spin down to the floor. Keep reaching the left hip crease towards the back of the mat. The sitting bones are high. And then put a little bit more weight and power and pressure into the heel of the left hand so you're actively pushing the floor away there. And breathe. With this inhale, can you get longer from your left armpit to the left hip crease? Exhale, heels back to center, and they fall over to the left. Inhale, right hip crease reaches back as the right palm stays heavy. Navel draws to the spine with the exhale. 1 more big breath here. Exhale, heels to center, lift them high, and then exhale, reach them towards the floor. And let your head hang heavy, back of the neck long. You might need to shorten or lengthen your stance here. That's fine. Take some time to get comfortable, maybe bending in the knees a little bit. Keep the sitting bones high and the pressure through the palms pushing the floor away. Big breath in. Open the mouth and sigh it out. Inhale, lift your heels, lift your hips, bend your knees, and begin to step the feet towards the top of the mat. A couple of steps to get there. At the top, bend the knees, grab opposite elbows, and you can sway from side to side here. If you'd like to interlace the hands behind the back for a bind, you're also welcome to take that option as well. And 1 more big breath in. Exhale, release your arms to the floor. Begin to push the floor away through the feet. Inhale, rolling up to standing, 1 piece at a time. Head and arms are heavy all the way up to the top. As you reach the top, roll the shoulders back and down. Equal weight to the front edge and back edges of the feet. And then inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, mountain pose. Exhale, hinge at the hips and fold forward, maybe bending the knees. Inhale, halfway lift. Stretch the heart forward, shoulders back. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, plank pose. Big breath in to find that strong plank position, belt buckle to belly button, glutes squeeze. Exhale, lower all the way to the floor. Inhale, baby cobra. Peel the chest up as you push the feet down, kneecaps lifting. Exhale, push the hips back to downward facing dog. Take one big breath in and one big breath out. Inhale, lift your heels, lift your hips, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees, step, step, or hop to the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway. And fold, maybe the hands behind the calves. Inhale, reach up to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's add some side bends. Inhale, reach up, squeeze the glutes, lift the belly. With the exhale, grab your left wrist and lean to the right, pushing the hips over to the left. Weight stays in the right foot though. Big inhale, left rib, left lung. Exhale, lean a little bit more to the right. Inhale, center, reach up tall. Grab the right wrist and lean to the left. Hips slide to the right. Keep the weight in the left foot. Inhale. Stay. Inhale, lift to the sky, navel in, glutes squeeze. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway. Whoops. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, plant the palms, step back, plank pose. Breathe in to find the strong plank. Belt buckle to belly button, scoop the low belly. Exhale, lower halfway, chaturanga. Elbows kiss the ribs, and then inhale, broaden the heart into upward facing dog. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Breathe through the nose, out through the nose. Inhale, lift the heels, lift the hips, look forward. Exhale, bend the knees, step, step, or hop to the top. Inhale, halfway. And fold. Inhale, rise to the sky. Exhale, Samasthiti. Inhale, reach up. Grab the left wrist and lean right. Inhale, center. Grab the right wrist, lean left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway, Ardha. Exhale, plant the palms, step or jump back. Take it through the vinyasa of your choosing, lowering halfway or all the way. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, lift the hips to downward facing dog. Breathe in and let it go. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back, three-legged dog, keeping the hips square, toes turned out. Exhale, knee to nose, step the right foot through between the palms. Drop the back knee down to the floor and inhale, lift up to low lunge, Anjaneyasana. Start by securing your structures of stability here. So lift the navel up and in, and then squeeze the left glute really strongly. And you'll find that as you lift the low belly and squeeze the glute, you'll tilt the tailbone just a little bit. So tailbone draws down towards your front heel. And again, these hip points on the front of the body are lifting up towards the rib cage. Keep this whole engagement. And then again, let the hips slide forward and down, taking a deeper lunge. And you might find that the range here is a little bit less than you were expecting. That's because we're getting the extension from the hip flexor rather than from letting the core bottom out here and take all of that extension. Big breath in, reach the arms up. Exhale, hips slide forward and down just a little bit more. Take another breath in, curl the heart up to the sky. Exhale, take the hands to the mat, tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, and then we're going to spin the back heel down to the floor towards the left side of the mat. Turn your front toes over towards the right side of the mat, and you might heel toe that foot towards the back of the mat just a little bit. Inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky for a horizon lunge. You're pushing down through the feet and squeezing the left hip up towards the sky as much as possible. Inhale. Exhale, sink the hips towards the floor, reach the right hand to the back of the mat, look back at the right thumb. Inhale, lift up, squeeze the left hip up towards the sky as you reach up. Exhale, reach back, hip sink. Inhale, lift. Last time, exhale, reach back, look back. Inhale, arm up to the sky, and then all the way back to the top of the mat. Continue this circle. So walk the hands over to the left side of the mat, towards the back of the mat. Both toes go parallel here. And we're in a wide leg forward fold. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, drop the head. Allow the whole upper body to hang heavy. Maybe even walking the hands back so that the elbows bend and the fingertips are in line with the toes. Breathe through the nose. A brief moment to let the spine decompress here. Last breath in. Get empty, navel draws up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk the hands back to the top of the mat. Both toes turn to face the top of the mat. Back heel elevates. And then spin the back heel down to the floor. Reach the left arm to the top of the mat. And then inhale, left arm reaches up to the sky and carries you all the way up into a warrior two. Okay, all right. From here, let's take a heel to heel alignment in the feet so you have a little bit of a wider stance. You can open the hips a little bit more. And we're going to find that same pelvic tilt that we found in our low lunge. So squeeze the glutes, lift the belly. A really large part of focusing on side body length is making sure that our pelvis is working properly so that the upper body can sit a little bit taller, a little bit easier on top of that structure. So glutes engaged, low belly lifts, and then arms open wide. As much as you can, think about energy drawing up from the glutes and from the core, lifting the side bodies taller, lifting the chest taller. For 3. For 2. And 1. Inhale, reverse warrior lift up and out of the front hip crease. Exhale, cartwheel the palms to the floor. Step the right foot back into plank and then take the vinyasa or choose to skip it. Inhale, cobra up dog. Exhale, lift the hips up and back to downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your left leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, step the left foot through between the palms. Drop the back knee down, inhale, rise up to your low lunge. And start by taking a little bit of a shallower low lunge here. So you might walk this left foot back in space a little bit. You want to look down and make sure that your right hip is stacked over your right knee. And then you can give yourself this little hands-on adjustment that I've been doing. One hand to the low belly, one hand to the low back. The front hand slides up to encourage the low belly to lift, and the back hand slides down to encourage the tailbone to drop and this right glute to turn on. Keep those structures of stability working, and then allow the hips to slide forward and down. Woo, big opening for the front of the right hip. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, navel in, squeeze the right glute, hips low. Breathe in, reach tall. Exhale, hands to the mat, tuck the back toe under, lift the back knee. Spin the back heel down to the floor, over to the right, and then turn your front toes over towards the left side of the mat. You're going to heel toe this foot towards the back of the mat just a little bit, and then inhale, left arm high to the sky. Keep pushing the floor away, squeezing right hip high. Inhale, broaden your wingspan. Exhale, hip sink towards the floor. Reach the left hand to the back of the mat, look back. Inhale, engage your obliques to lift the hips, reach up. Exhale, reach to the back of the mat, hip sink. Inhale, lift. One more time, reach back. Inhale, reach. Exhale, left hand comes to the top of the mat, both toes point forward. Spin the back heel down to the left this time. We walk the hands over to the right side of the mat, and then both inner arches become parallel for a wide leg forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Option to take a bind, interlacing the hands behind the back, letting the hands fall away from the back body as you drop the head heavy. Let's take a couple of rounds here to let the spine decompress. Allow the shoulders to open. Put a micro bend in your knees. Make sure you're not locking out there. And then tear the mat apart between the feet so the outer hips are turned on. Use your structures of support and strength. Last breath in. Exhale, release the hands to the floor underneath the shoulders. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, walk back to the top of the mat, but you're going to keep the back heel spun down to the floor as the left toes point forward. Inhale, right arm reaches to the front of the mat, and then all the way up to the sky, peeling you up and open into warrior two. Find heel to heel alignment in the feet, and then find the work in both legs here. So push down through the pinky edge side of the back foot and let your front knee drift further forward in space. With the legs turned on, turn on the pelvis. So again, that little hands-on adjustment can help here. Drop the tailbone, lift the low belly. With all of those muscles beneath you working, let your side bodies rise up, reach up, float up to the sky, arms open wide. With these last two inhales, think taller. Last breath. Inhale, reverse warrior. Lengthen the entire left side body away from the left hip crease. Exhale, cartwheel the palms down to the floor. Step the left foot back. Option to take the vinyasa or choose to skip it. Inhale, cobra up dog. And exhale, let the navel lift to pull the hips back into downward facing dog. Breathe in. Breathe out. Inhale, lift the right leg up and back. Exhale, knee to nose, step the right foot through between the palms. Inhale, slow, steady rise to high lunge, tearing the mat apart between the feet so that the legs are already working by the time you rise. As you do land here, put a deep bend in the front knee and a deep bend in the back knee as well. And we can use that same hands-on adjustment that we've been using. So, low belly lifts, left glute squeezes as the tailbone drops down towards the front heel. All right, keep that working. Arms reach back up to the sky. Take a deeper lunge through the front knee. And then without lifting your hips up, instead, think about your hips sliding forward. Can you straighten your back knee? Woo! Front of left hip is going to take a lot of extension here. Breathe. Inhaling to lift up through the side body, growing taller off of the basin of the pelvis. Exhale, maybe a deeper lunge in the front thigh. One more breath. Exhale, warrior two, back heel spins down to the floor. We've been here before, so find the engagement through the pelvis. Inhale, reverse warrior, lift up and out of front hip crease. And exhale to extended side angle. Right elbow can drop to the knee, or right hand drops to the floor or a block if you like. Left arm reaches up to the sky. And then let's again find the work from the bottom of our foundation to the top. So tear the mat apart between the feet. Back thigh firms to the back of the mat, front knee drifts forward, and then squeeze the glutes. Make sure those are turned on. And same tuck of the tailbone here. Tailbone draws down towards the back heel as the low belly lifts up and in. And the more that we use that engagement, the more we can lengthen the side bodies towards the top of the mat. Oftentimes, the side bodies are the first things to compensate when we're not using the structures of our foundation to support the upper body. The side bodies will get short in that case. Let's take one more big breath in. Exhale, bring the left palm down to the mat. Elevate the back heel, and then heel toe your front foot over towards the right side of the mat, and we're in lizard pose. Drop the back knee down, untuck the back toes. Big breath in, stretch the heart forward. Exhale, option to drop down to the elbows if that's within your practice. And drop the head heavy. We're breathing for 3. For 2. And 1. With the exhale, come back up to tall arms. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, and step back into plank pose, feet hip width apart. Drop both heels over to the left and then pause. Stay here in this half side plank position. Push the floor away, hug the left hip up towards the sky. And as soon as you do that, the shoulders will try to fall back behind the wrist and it'll become a little bit more of a down dog than a plank pose. Keep drawing the heart forward, stacking shoulders over the wrists. Big breaths. Obliques turned on as you squeeze the left hip to the sky. Final breath here. Stay strong. Inhale, right arm high for full side plank, Vashisthasana. You can keep the feet staggered if they are now, or you can stack right foot on top of left. Grow broad through your wingspan, and then see if you can draw the shoulders down towards the hips and feel a little bit more length through the side bodies, even as they're working hard here to maintain the squareness of the hips. One more breath. Exhale, right palm down, take the vinyasa or choose to skip it. Inhale to the back bend. And we all meet in down dog on this breath. Right into the other side. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to nose, step the left foot through between the palms. And inhale, slow rise, high lunge, finding a bend in both knees. You can walk that left foot over to the left side of the mat just a little bit. And then let's find the tuck of our tailbone. Again, you can use the hands-on adjustment. If you feel like you've got it without it, go for it without it. So right glute engages, low belly lifts, front knee deepens into its lunge. Arms reach up if you're not there already. Hips keep sliding forward and down, and then try lifting your back leg, but don't let your hips lift. Think about both sides of your hips moving forward in space. That right glute will turn on even more. Breathe in, look up. Exhale, stay. Navel back. Think about pushing your low back against the wall behind you. That's how much your navel is toning. Breathe in, reach up. Exhale, warrior two. Back heel spins down. Find the tuck of the tailbone, the heaviness of the sitting bones, the lift of the low belly. Inhale, reverse warrior. And exhale, extended side angle, elbow to the knee or left hand drops to the floor or a block. Inhale, right arm high. Build the pose from the ground up. Tear the mat apart between the feet. Firm the thighs in opposite directions. Squeeze the glutes. And then let the side bodies get soft and long. Navel drawing in. Tailbone points down towards the back heel. Last breath in, grow wide through from palm to palm. Exhale, right palm to the earth. Let's find lizard pose. So lift the back heel, heel toe the front foot over to the left side of the mat, and then drop the back knee down. Big breath in, lift the heart, pull it forward. An option to drop down to the elbows here if that's part of your practice. We're here for 3 breaths. So what I want you to take away from this practice is that so much of our side body length and strength in every pose is dependent on the entire structure beneath it. And that same idea applies to how we show up in the world. How we show up in the world starts with the foundation of how we show up for ourselves. From here, let's push the palms down into the earth, come back up to tall arms. Tuck the back toe, lift the back knee, and step back into plank pose. Feet hip width apart. Drop both heels over to the right for a half side plank. Push down through the floor, dome the upper back. Squeeze the right hip towards the sky. Big breath in. Take the heart forward. Keep shoulders stacked over wrists. Take one more breath here. Get empty. Inhale, full side plank, left arm to the sky. Push down through the palm, push down through the feet. Squeeze right hip up to the height of the right armpit. Maybe left foot stacks on top of right. And draw right shoulder blade down the back. Keep the side bodies long, and then squeeze the glutes just a little bit if they weren't turned on already. Final breath here. Exhale, left palm to the earth. Take the vinyasa or choose to skip it. Inhale, back bend. Exhale, back to downward facing dog. All right, let's get this last round of flow. Inhale, lift the right leg high, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose, step it through. Inhale, slow rise, high lunge. Exhale, power lunge. Hinge the chest forward, sweep the hands back. Now, the same rules that we have been using all of class for the pelvis still apply here. So lift the low belly, tuck the tailbone, squeeze the left glute, turn those structures of stability on so that your side bodies can reach out long from the hips and the heart feels a little bit broader, a little bit lighter. Breathe in. Navel in with the exhale. Inhale, peel the back foot up and rise to warrior three. And I'm going to step back a little bit. Rise to warrior three. So side bodies stay long because you put a little bend in your standing leg. You're squeezing the left glute. You're drawing the right hip crease back so the hip stays square, both to the front of the room, but also to the floor. Breathe in. Keep the shoulder blades squeezing. Last inhale, reach the heart out. Exhale, take your palms to the floor for a supported warrior three, keeping that little bend in your standing leg. From here, I want you to squeeze your right hip in towards the center line of your body, and it'll start to open your left hip towards the sky so that the toes point towards the left side of the mat. If you'd like, you can always bring a prop underneath this right hand, or you can keep it on the floor. I'm up on my fingertips here. I find that's a good in-between. And inhale, lift the left arm to the sky for half moon pose. Half moon. So guess what? All of the things that we've been working on in today's practice, they've led up to this posture. So squeeze the glutes, especially the left glute. Your tailbone is tucking in. Your low back gets long. The low belly draws in. And the side body stay long. The heart is open. And when our whole trunk is well connected, well integrated like this, we can find even more energy to reach out through all four limbs. Let's take 2 more big breaths. As you exhale, check the navel, check the left glute. Final breath here. Exhale, bend your standing leg. We're going to move towards warrior two. Can you let your bottom hand get light before the back foot touches down? Ooh, okay, we're making it spicy today. Inhale, reach the arms up to the sky, straighten the front leg. Exhale, rebend the front knee, and then reach in the direction of the right knee for a no hands extended side angle. Side bodies are so long. Inhale, reach the arms back up to the sky, keep the bend in the front knee. And then again, we lean forward. Inhale, reach tall. Exhale, lean. This is it, last one. Inhale, reach up. Left glute is on. Navel in, tuck the tailbone. Exhale, lean. Inhale, reverse warrior. Peel up out of right hip crease. Exhale, cartwheel the palms down. Step the right foot back. Swivel the heels to the left. Inhale, side plank, right arm high. If you want more, inhale, hover the right leg. Exhale, kickstand the toes. And then inhale, wild thing. Lift the hips, lift the heart, squeeze the glutes. Exhale, right palm to the earth. Take the vinyasa or choose to skip. Inhale, open the heart, active legs. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Let's get right into the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Step the left foot through between the palms. Inhale, slow rise. As you arrive here, find the tuck. Find the right glute engaged, low belly lifting. And with the exhale, power lunge, hinge forward, sweep the hands back. Are those structures still turned on, or did you fall back into old patterns? Tuck the tailbone, low belly lifts, low back long, right glutes on. Inhale, peel the back foot up and step up into warrior three again. I'm going to scoot back just a little bit. Whew. Okay, it's really easy to let the left side body get short here, so let's talk about how we can prevent that from happening. Right glute squeezes to lift the right thigh towards the sky. Little bend in your standing leg, and then begin to wrap the left hip crease towards the back of the mat. Lift your low belly, especially on the left side. Can you lift it away from the left thigh? Shoulder blades squeeze, heart is open and easy. Last 2 breaths. Last breath here. Exhale, hands to the mat, supported warrior 3. Put a little bend in that standing leg if it's not there already. And then squeeze the left hip, this left hip crease. Can you squeeze it in towards the center line and over towards the right side of the mat so the right hip starts to open up? Keep the toes of that lifted foot flexed and turn them to the right side of the mat as well. Inhale, right arm high, blossoming open into half moon Ardha Chandrasana. Check your structures. Left glute stays engaged. Tuck the tailbone just a little bit, low belly in. And then find more expanse through the limbs as the whole torso stays strong and engaged. Last 2. Last 1. Big breath in. Grow wide. Grow long. Bend your standing leg. Let the bottom hand get light before the back foot lands in warrior 2. Woo. As you land, inhale, straighten the front leg. Reach the arms up to the sky. Exhale, rebend the front knee. Lean forward. No hands extended. Both side bodies are really long. Inhale, reach up. Keep the bend in the front knee. Tuck the tail. Lift the low belly. Exhale, no hands extended. Inhale, reach. Exhale, lean. Last one, inhale up. Exhale, no hands extended. Inhale, reverse warrior. Left side body gets really long. Exhale, cartwheel the palms down. Step back, feet hip width. Swivel both heels over to the right and inhale, left arm high to the side plank. If you want more, inhale, hover the left leg. Maybe kickstanding the toes. Inhale to wild thing. Make sure the glutes are on. Exhale, left palm down. Take this last vinyasa or choose to skip. Inhale, back bend cobra. Exhale, take it back, downward facing dog. Stick with me, breathe in through the nose. Big sigh out through the mouth. In through the nose. Blow it out through the lips. Last one, inhale. And out through the nose. Drop the knees. Child's pose briefly. Child's pose briefly. And I want you to feel the body. So feel the parts that maybe didn't feel this way at the start of practice. Feel perhaps a little bit more space in the hips, in the side bodies, in the heart, maybe even the backs of the legs or the shoulders. And make a commitment to yourself right now. When I feel good in my body, I can commit to showing up for myself emotionally in the present moment. I can commit to showing up for myself emotionally in the past. And I can commit to showing up for those around me who need my help, who need my voice, who need my hands. Big breath in. And sigh it out. Inhale, let's come up to tabletop. We're not quite done with the work yet. Let's cross the ankles behind you. Sit back over the heels and lay down on your back. We're going to work the glutes a little bit. We're going to work the core a little bit, and then we'll wind things down. So once you're laying on your back, bring the feet close enough that you can touch the heels with your fingertips. And then inhale, push the feet down, lift the hips up for bridge pose. And we're going to talk really specifically about what's going on in this bridge. So tear the mat apart between your feet. The knees will also want to move out. That's okay. Both feet and knees are thinking outward. And then squeeze your glutes, but hug the inner thighs together. So feet and knees out. Think inner thighs and glutes in towards the center line. And we're just holding, breathing big into the belly. If you like to interlace the hands underneath the back, you're welcome to do so, but it's not required. Two more breaths. Last breath in, squeeze the glutes, lift up. Exhale, lower down to the earth, and then exhale, we lift right back up. Inhale, lower. And lift. Lower. Lift. Sink. Lift. Lower. Lift. Last three. As you lift, glutes and inner thighs hug together, feet tear apart. Last one right here. Lift. Hold for one breath in. Exhale, roll it down to the earth. Ooh, I don't know about you, but my glutes are burning. Knees to the chest, rock across the low back. Bring the hands into the backs of the thighs, rock and roll on the spine, couple of rocks forward and back. And then we cross the ankles and we'll meet in plank pose. So plant the palms, step back, and drop down to your forearms for forearm plank. First time here today, but same rules apply as regular plank. So drive the elbows down, dome the upper back, push your wrists down as well, so you're using your whole forearm. Think belt buckle to belly button, scoop the low belly up and in, and then step the feet hip width apart. We drop the heels over to the right, right hip drops towards the floor. Exhale, push down, squeeze the right hip up towards the sky, through center, and then we drop over to the left. Heels drop, hips drop. Exhale, push the floor away, squeeze the left hip up through center. Inhale, drop heels and hips to the right. Exhale, squeeze and lift. To the left, inhale. Squeeze and lift. Inhale to the right. Squeeze and lift. Inhale to the left. Squeeze and lift. To the right. Lift. We're turning on those obliques if they weren't working before. Four more each side. Make sure that you're keeping that low belly lifted as you come through center. One more each side. To the right. To the left. From here, plant the palms, plank pose. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, lift your right leg up and back. Exhale, take the knee over to the left elbow. Spin the back heel down like you're going to do warrior two, and then kick that foot out to the left. Inhale, left arm high for fallen triangle. Fallen triangle. Squeeze the right hip up towards the sky. Push down through your feet. Big breaths, just engaging right obliques. Making that side body strong. Two more breaths. If you want more here, hover your bottom foot off the floor and you'll really feel those obliques working. I'm shaking. I hope you are too. Last breath. Exhale, left palm to the earth. Hug the right knee in and step back to down dog. Other side. This is the last push. Inhale, left leg high. Exhale, knee to the right tricep. Spin the back heel down. Kick the foot out to the right. Inhale, right arm high to the sky. Open. Exhale, hug the left hip up towards the height of the left armpit. If you want more, hover the left foot. We have 3 breaths. Last breath. Exhale, right palm down, and we step right back into downward facing dog. And drop the knees, cross the ankles, sit back over the heels, and we'll take a big side body opening in a more restorative posture. So you might turn sideways on your mat like me, and let's take the right leg out to the right. Flex the toes, pull them back towards the shin, and then we'll connect the sole of the left foot to the right inner thigh. Right hand inside of the right inner thigh. Inhale, lift the left arm up to the sky, and then in the direction of the right toes. You can bend this right elbow, or you can drop the right elbow all the way down to the floor. Now, oftentimes when we come into this posture, we sink into the shoulder. So keep pushing the floor away through the palm or through the elbow, whatever's on the floor. And then spin the left shoulder back, look up underneath the biceps. So we're not turning the chest down towards the floor, but we're trying to open up. I like to think about the bottom side of the rib cage, the right side, trying to rotate up towards the sky. Breathe length from the left hip crease all the way through left side body, left ribs, left armpit, left fingertips. Last breath here. Exhale, push the floor away, come back to center. And let's switch. So left leg extends out, flex the toes, make sure that leg's turned on, and then fold the right heel in towards the groin. Left hand inside the left leg. Inhale, reach the right arm up to the sky. And in the direction of the left foot, bending the left elbow. Now, if you've dropped this elbow inside of the knee, push the elbow into the leg and the leg back into the elbow. And that'll give you a little bit more leverage to rotate the heart open. And breathing through the nose. Deep breaths, lengthening the whole right side body. And as you exhale, tone the navel back, wrap the bottom ribs up towards the sky. Last big breath. Exhale, push the floor away and rise. Let's swing the feet towards the top of the mat and lay yourself all the way down on your back. And pull the knees into the chest. Give yourself a little squeeze. Open the arms wide into a T shape or maybe cactus arms if you're short on space. And with your next exhale, drop both knees over to the right. One more breath in. Exhale, knees back to center. And over to the left. Make sure that your right shoulder stays heavy, and if you'd like, you can look to the right. Last big breath in. Exhale, pull the navel down, lift the knees to center, and then catch the outer edges of the feet for happy baby. Push the feet up towards the sky and pull back down with the hands so there's some tension in that connection. Low back stays glued to the floor, and if it feels good to rock side to side, bring that in. And gently release, curl the knees into the chest, wrap the hands around the shins. Inhale, lift the head up to meet the knees, curling into a tight little ball. Hold your breath in and squeeze everything into the center line. So make tight toes, tight legs, tight arms, tight fingers, tight core muscles, tight facial muscles. Sip in just a little bit more air if you have the room. And exhale, release to Shavasana. Legs go long, arms go long at your side bodies. And rest. And there's only one question left in this practice. What will you do with the space you now have for yourself and for others? If you have a little bit more time to stay and would like to do so, please do that. And if you're ready to come out with me, take a big breath in through the nose. Open the mouth and let go. With your next inhale, reach the arms overhead, full body stretch. Exhale, knees into the chest, roll to one side or the other. And you can end practice laying on your side, or you can meet me in a comfortable seat with the hands at heart center. And as always, we will end practice today with a moment of gratitude. Not just for the practice, but for all of the skills that we learn from the practice, all of the things that we learn about ourselves and about the world around us through the practice. Take the thumbs up to the third eye between the brows. Big inhale through the nose. Offer your exhale to the room. And as we bow forward in reverence to each other, we acknowledge who we have been, who we are now, and who will become. And together we say, Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing your practice and your presence with me today. If you're here for the entire series, I'm so excited for what I have to share with you throughout the rest of this time, focusing on length and strength in the side bodies. The second week of this practice that builds on what we do in week one, that should be coming in the next week. So look out for that. If you enjoyed this practice, please share it. Tell someone about the Patreon. Tell someone about my YouTube classes. I really appreciate any kind of sharing of the practice or ambassadorship that my students take on to share their love and their gratitude for the amazing practice of yoga. Until we meet on the mat again soon, namaste.